Deep in the heart of the Bolivian highlands stands a ruin so mysterious, so impossibly advanced, that it challenges everything we think we know about history. Tiwanaku, was it merely an ancient Andean city, or could it be the remnants of a lost civilization with knowledge far beyond its time? Some even claim it was once home to celestial beings, a site where the gods themselves walked among humans. The precision of its megalithic structures, its astronomical alignments, and the sheer weight of its stones defy logic. Could this be proof of a forgotten technology, or something even more extraordinary? Across the globe, ancient wonders continue to defy explanation. The Nazca Lines, visible only from the sky, hint at an intelligence that understood flight long before modern aviation. The Great Pyramids, with their precise mathematical ratios, continue to challenge mainstream archaeology. But Tiwanaku and Puma Punku stand apart, monuments to an enigma that refuses to be forgotten. What secrets lie beneath these ruins? Could they be the key to unlocking a lost chapter of human history? Subscribe now and join us as we explore the world's greatest unsolved mysteries. The truth is out there. Are you ready to discover it? Similarly, Graham Hancock in Magicians of the Gods argues that orthodox archaeology cannot convincingly explain why the Nazca culture would create such intricate geoglyphs without a clear practical function. But beyond the well-known mysteries, there are even more perplexing cases, none more so than the enigmatic ruins of Tiwanaku. Austrian archaeologist Arthur Poznański suggested that Tiwanaku predates all known Andean civilizations and once stood as the epicenter of an advanced culture, possessing engineering and astronomical knowledge far beyond its time. Zecharia Sitchin expands on this in The Cosmic Code, asserting that the precision of Tiwanaku's stone cutting and its celestial alignments challenge mainstream explanations. This is further reinforced by Alan L. Cotta, a distinguished professor at the University of Chicago, who acknowledges that Tiwanaku's rise as a dominant Andean center occurred under conditions still not fully understood, especially given the region's harsh climate. According to conventional history, the Tiwanaku culture developed in Bolivia around 1500 BC, near the shores of Lake Titicaca. It expanded throughout the Andean Plateau, stretching across present-day Bolivia, Peru, and Chile, reaching its peak between the 4th and 10th centuries AD. Yet, in the mid-16th century, Pedro Cieza de León recorded the testimonies of indigenous people who claimed that the colossal megalithic structures of Tiwanaku were not built by their ancestors, but by an ancient civilization long lost to time. If these accounts hold even a fragment of truth, then who were the true builders of Tiwanaku? And more importantly, what knowledge did they possess that has since been erased from history? Testimonies from local indigenous people claim that the megalithic structures of Tiwanaku were built by an ancient civilization that long preceded the Inca. According to Luis Felipe Vorta, the cultures of ancient Peru were deeply influenced by Tiwanaku, a powerful cultural and political force whose impact extended far beyond its immediate geographical area. It was the inhabitants of Tiwanaku who laid the foundation for what would later become the mighty Inca Empire, the largest in the southern hemisphere. As archaeologist Alan L. Cotta states, Tiwanaku's influence on the Inca is undeniable, evident in their religious iconography, architectural techniques, and even their myths of origin. Likewise, John Janicek, an associate professor of anthropology at Vanderbilt University, emphasizes that Tiwanaku's socio-political structure set the stage for later Andean empires, including the Incas, who adapted and expanded upon its ceremonial and administrative practices. Yet, despite its immense influence, Tiwanaku mysteriously vanished around the 12th century. According to Dr. Michael Binford of the University of Florida, evidence suggests that a prolonged drought may have contributed to its decline. But the exact circumstances of its collapse remain elusive. Tiwanaku thrived for over 2,500 years. Yet as UCLA professor Charles Stanish explains, the absence of written records and the destruction of its structures over time have left scholars with only fragmented insights into its complex social and religious systems. Furthermore, researchers such as Persson and NAA argue that the remarkable precision of Tiwanaku's megalithic structures and their celestial alignments suggest a level of knowledge that continues to defy conventional understanding. The remnants of this extraordinary civilization reveal architectural feats that remain unparalleled, as noted by Kata in 1993, who described Tiwanaku's advanced system of raised field agriculture, a sophisticated hydraulic engineering achievement that enabled them to sustain a large population in a challenging environment. Similarly, Persson and Nair in 2013 suggest that the meticulous design and astronomical precision of Tiwanaku's monuments indicate an advanced intellectual and technological capability still shrouded in mystery. If Tiwanaku was merely an ancient Andean settlement, how did they acquire knowledge so advanced that it rivals modern engineering? And if the legends are true, who were the mysterious builders that preceded the Inca? The answers remain buried beneath the ruins, waiting to be uncovered. The enigma of Tiwanaku and Puma Punku, an unexplained mastery of engineering and astronomy. The ruins of Tiwanaku and its neighboring site, Puma Punku, stand as silent witnesses to an advanced knowledge of engineering and astronomy that remains largely unexplained. The precision and alignment of Tiwanaku's structures indicate an extraordinary understanding of celestial movements, likely used for both ceremonial and agricultural purposes. Yet, despite centuries of research, traditional history still struggles to explain how the massive stone blocks of Puma Punku could have been cut and assembled with such perfection. Were these sites the work of an ancient Andean civilization with lost technological expertise, or do they hold evidence of something even more mysterious, something beyond our current understanding? Puma Punku's stonework is unlike anything seen in the ancient world. Massive blocks, some weighing over 100 tons, fit together with machine-like precision. Yet, conventional tools of the time should not have allowed such flawless construction. How was this achieved? Was it forgotten technology, or something even more extraordinary? As Persson, 1994, states, the perfectly cut modular blocks of Puma Punku exhibit a level of precision that remains difficult to achieve even with modern tools. These stones are so intricately carved and flawlessly aligned that it raises unsettling questions about the level of technology available at the time. Similarly, Ponsangines, 1995, argues that Puma Punku's construction demonstrates a technological mastery unparalleled in pre-Columbian South America. If these stones were shaped with the rudimentary tools available at the time, such as stone hammers and bronze chisels, it seems highly unlikely that they could achieve such smooth edges, crisp angles, and modular precision. At Puma Punku, the sheer scale of the stone blocks is staggering. Some weigh over 100 tons, yet they fit together with the precision of a modern jigsaw puzzle. Who, or what, had the knowledge to cut and move these massive stones with such perfection? Some of these megalithic stones bear comparison to the massive stones used at Stonehenge, yet they exhibit a level of refinement and complexity that the British monoliths do not. Brian Furr, in Lost Ancient Technology of Peru and Bolivia, notes that some of Puma Punku's geometric designs have never been seen before in the region. The largest single block at Puma Punku, made of sandstone, measures over 25 feet long, with a volume exceeding 1,500 cubic feet and an estimated weight between 100 and 130 tons. If this stone was transported from the nearest sandstone quarry, it would have required an immense amount of human energy and coordination, yet no clear evidence of how this feat was accomplished has been found. Beyond its massive stones, Puma Punku holds another mystery: the discovery of bronze clasps. This suggests that its builders understood metallurgy. Yet, even with metal tools, achieving such precise cuts on these stones seems nearly impossible. Were they using lost technology? The material is simply too hard, and the cuts are far too precise. Could this mean that an unknown form of technology was used, something far beyond what we currently attribute to ancient civilizations? But Puma Punku is just one piece of the puzzle. The greater Tiwanaku complex also holds its share of mysteries. According to Maros P. Ross, in El Misterio de las Ruinas de Tiwanaku, many statues and monolithic structures have been displaced over time through looting, natural disasters, and inadequate preservation efforts. This displacement only deepens the mystery. What was the original layout of this lost city? This displacement has only deepened the mystery surrounding the true purpose and original layout of the site. Likewise, John Janusek, a professor of anthropology at Vanderbilt University, emphasizes that Tiwanaku's urban design and the exact placement of its monumental sculptures remain largely unknown due to centuries of disturbances. Could this lost knowledge provide the missing pieces of the puzzle that archaeologists are still struggling to put together? Perhaps the most perplexing artifact of all is the Gate of the Sun, a massive monolithic structure adorned with intricate carvings. Its true significance remains unknown. Juan Sanginans, a Bolivian archaeologist, describes it as one of Tiwanaku's greatest mysteries. Some scholars believe it serves as a celestial calendar, while others argue it represents a religious symbol or the depiction of deities whose meanings have been lost to time. Without definitive answers, it continues to fuel speculation about a lost civilization with astronomical and engineering knowledge far beyond what we assume for ancient Andean cultures. Throughout history, unusual accounts have emerged regarding Tiwanaku. Ancient writings suggest that an incredibly advanced civilization, possibly even beings not of this world, once walked its streets. Some have even gone so far as to propose that Tiwanaku may have been a hub of extraterrestrial activity or a remnant of a forgotten technological age wiped from history. Is it possible that we have only scratched the surface of what these ancient structures were truly meant for? Tiwanaku and Puma Punku stand as timeless anomalies, their secrets buried beneath the weight of history. Mainstream archaeology continues to search for answers, yet the evidence suggests that conventional explanations fall short. Were these ruins simply the remnants of a highly skilled Andean civilization, or do they provide evidence of something much more profound, a hidden chapter of history waiting to be uncovered? The truth remains elusive, but one thing is certain: Tiwanaku is far more than just another ancient ruin. It is a challenge to everything we think we know about the past. The translated documents of Garcilaso de la Vega, as commented on by Mr. Beltran, reveal an astonishing narrative hidden within the pictographic writings of Tiahuanaco. According to these ancient texts, in the era of the giant tapirs, highly advanced beings, whose blood was different from ours, found their ideal habitat in Lake Titicaca during their spaceflight. These celestial travelers shaped the lake into the form of a human figure lying on its back, ensuring they did not forget the navel, the sacred place where the first mother would be positioned to inseminate human intelligence. Robert Shahu, in 100,000 Years of Man's Unknown History, links this myth to a greater mystery. Were these advanced beings extraterrestrial architects of civilization? In the early 1950s, German theorist M. Ige and researcher Denise Saw proposed an extraordinary idea that 3 million years ago, the moon's proximity to Earth triggered the emergence of a race of 3-meter-tall giants, along with a static ring of oceanic waters encircling the planet, rising over 3,000 meters in the Andean region. If true, this would place Tiahuanaco as an ancient seaport inhabited by highly sophisticated human giants, as Douglas Yosu suggests in La Humanidad Olvidada. The site's stone structures add another layer of intrigue. The Gate of the Sun, a monolithic portal carved from a single 15-ton block of stone, defies explanation. The colossal steps of Kalasasaya, each measuring 30 feet wide, and the so-called idols, massive 23-foot statues with distinctly non-human features, paint a picture of a lost civilization beyond conventional understanding. Even more mysteriously, the enormous stone blocks appear to have been cast rather than carved, an anomaly that challenges everything we assume about ancient construction techniques. North of the Acapana Pyramid, a massive rectangular enclosure known as Kalasasaya features towering stone columns aligned with celestial movements. Charles Stanish, an anthropology professor at UCLA, affirms that Kalasasaya served as both a ritual center and an astronomical observatory, precisely tracking solstices and other cosmic events. This reinforces the idea that Tiwanaku was not merely a city, but a sacred cosmic center, deeply tied to Andean creation myths, later adopted and modified by the Inca. But was it just religion and stargazing that defined this site? Arthur Posnanski, who studied Tiwanaku for nearly 3 decades, made unexpected discoveries in 1945. He argued that the engineering and astronomical precision of the site suggests an advanced civilization far beyond what history acknowledges. Among his findings were uniform perforations in stone blocks, implying the use of metallic clamps or fasteners, a technique also observed in other highly advanced megalithic sites across the world. How did an ancient civilization possess such knowledge? And more importantly, who were these beings that shaped the land, the skies, and possibly humanity itself? The answers remain buried beneath the ruins, waiting for those daring enough to uncover them. The precise drilling of holes in Puma Punku and Tiwanaku's megalithic stones continues to challenge conventional archaeology. Person and Nair, 2013, argue that these architectural feats raise significant questions about the tools and techniques employed by their builders. Could primitive stone hammers and bronze chisels truly have carved with such accuracy? Further complicating the mystery, Poznański's research concluded that the walls, cornices, and porticos of Tiwanaku were once adorned with gold, a practice aligning with Andean traditions of covering sacred structures in precious metals. Heather Lechman, Director of Archaeology and Ethnology at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, confirms that Tiwanaku demonstrated advanced metallurgical knowledge, with evidence suggesting that elite structures were originally gilded in gold, later stripped away by the Incas or looters. But could the many unanswered questions surrounding Tiwanaku be explained by the ancient astronaut theory? Swiss researcher Erich von Däniken asserts that the precise engineering and inexplicable complexity of Tiwanaku suggest influences beyond human technological capabilities at the time. According to Poznański, the indigenous population called the main temple Akapana, a term in the ancient Aymara language meaning the place where the watchers dwell. He struggled with his own findings, consulting other researchers, yet he was ultimately forced to the same conclusion. Tiwanaku must be regarded as a prehistoric metropolis, constructed before the Great Flood by beings far more advanced than Stone Age humans. This aligns with the theories of Zecharia Sitchin, who claimed that the Anunnaki, an advanced extraterrestrial race, arrived on Earth in search of resources and played a direct role in shaping early civilizations, including those of the Andes. Sitchin's revolutionary research presents an alternative story that ties together the anomalies of Tiwanaku into a coherent theory. In Twilight of the Gods, he writes that Tiwanaku's alignment with celestial bodies, combined with its unexplained construction techniques, strongly suggests the intervention of an external, highly advanced intelligence. Of course, mainstream scholars reject the idea of extraterrestrial contact, insisting that Tiwanaku's achievements can be explained through indigenous ingenuity and gradual technological progress. However, according to Sitchin's findings, ancient Tiwanaku may have been built in the likeness of Sumerian Uruk, which was also covered in gold. The similarities between Tiwanaku and Mesopotamian cities are too strong to be coincidental, leading him to suggest a shared influence, perhaps extraterrestrial in origin. In his boldest claim, Sitchin states that the Anunnaki arrived on Earth thousands of years ago to mine gold, a resource they required to repair the atmosphere of their home planet, Nibiru. Tiwanaku and Puma Punku's megalithic structures defy conventional explanations. Their advanced metallurgy, precise celestial alignments, and flawless stone-cutting techniques suggest a level of knowledge beyond what is attributed to ancient Andean civilizations. Could this be evidence of an external influence? If true, then around 6000 BC, a group of these otherworldly beings may have arrived at the Andean highlands, forever altering the course of human history. The precision drilling of holes in Puma Punku and Tiwanaku's megalithic stones continues to baffle researchers. Person and Nair, 2013, stated that the techniques used raise serious questions about the tools available to their builders. How could an ancient civilization, supposedly limited to primitive stone hammers and bronze chisels, achieve such flawless accuracy? Further deepening the mystery, Poznański's research concluded that the walls, cornices, and porticos of Tiwanaku were once covered in gold, aligning with Andean traditions of adorning sacred structures with precious metals. Heather Lechman, Director of Archaeology and Ethnology at MIT, confirms that Tiwanaku displayed an advanced understanding of metallurgy, with evidence suggesting that elite structures were originally gilded in gold, later stripped away by the Incas or looters. But could the many unanswered questions surrounding Tiwanaku be explained by the ancient astronaut theory? Swiss researcher Erich von Däniken suggests that the sheer complexity and advanced engineering of Tiwanaku structures hint at influences beyond human technological capabilities. According to Poznański, the indigenous population referred to the main temple as Akapana, meaning the place where the watchers dwell in the ancient Aymara language. He frequently questioned his own findings, yet after consulting fellow researchers, he reached a startling conclusion. Tiwanaku must be considered a prehistoric metropolis, built before the Great Flood, by beings far more evolved than what is accepted in mainstream history. This theory aligns with the controversial claims of Zecharia Sitchin, who argued that the Anunnaki, an advanced extraterrestrial race, arrived on Earth in search of resources and played a pivotal role in shaping early civilizations, including those in the Andes. Sitchin's revolutionary work presents a radical yet cohesive theory, piecing together the many anomalies of Tiwanaku. In Twilight of the Gods, he writes that the alignment of Tiwanaku's structures with celestial bodies, coupled with its inexplicable construction techniques, strongly suggests an external, highly advanced intelligence was involved. While mainstream scholars reject the notion of extraterrestrial contact, insisting that Tiwanaku's achievements can be explained through indigenous ingenuity and gradual technological advancements, Sitchin proposed an alternative perspective. His research indicates that ancient Tiwanaku was constructed in the likeness of Sumerian Uruk, a city similarly adorned in gold. The uncanny similarities between Tiwanaku and Mesopotamian cities suggest more than mere coincidence, leading Sitchin to propose a shared influence, possibly extraterrestrial. In his most shocking claim, Sitchin states that, according to Zecharia Sitchin's controversial theories, the Anunnaki, an advanced extraterrestrial race, allegedly came to Earth thousands of years ago to mine gold. Sitchin claimed that this gold was vital for repairing the atmosphere of their home planet, Nibiru. While mainstream scholars reject this notion, the question remains: what drove ancient civilizations to mine and hoard vast amounts of gold? He further argues that the presence of sophisticated megalithic structures, advanced metallurgical techniques, and precise celestial alignments at Tiwanaku and Puma Punku indicate external intervention far beyond human capabilities at the time. Tiwanaku and Puma Punku remain two of the greatest archaeological puzzles on Earth. Whether shaped by an advanced pre-Incan civilization or something even more mysterious, their secrets continue to elude us. What do you think? Do these ruins hint at lost technology or something even more extraordinary? Drop your theories in the comments below.